Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing another battle report summary. It's going to be the Astra Militarum versus the Salamanders again. It's going to be another quick game. The point value is 525. So let's go ahead and get into the armies. Alright, so first up we have the Astra Militarum. They are being led by a company commander, which is the warlord. He's just going to have a chain sword and bolt or las pistol. His warlord trait is the master of command, so he's going to have one extra command, and he's going to have the heirloom of laurels of command, so he can, on a 4-up, he can issue an extra command. I'm also going to be accompanied by a Primaris Psyker. He's going to have Psychic Barrier and Night Shroud. So Psychic Barrier is going to add 1 to the saves, and Night Shroud is going to just be a -1 to hit. Going to be accompanied by 3 squads of guardsmen, all identical, with just chainsword and las pistol for the sergeants, and everyone gets a las gun, and there's a voxcaster in each squad. Then for the fast attack, we've got the armored sentinel with a plasma gun. Ignore the chainsword, it's not going to be attached to that. Then for the elites, we've got a squadron of Bolgren. And then for heavy, we have a mortar or a Griffin mortar carrier. So the traits that I'm going to be using is a disciplined shooter, so they get rapid fire at 18 inches, and wilderness survival. So if they don't advance, they get treated as having +1 to their save. Alrighty then, so now we've got the Salamanders up. So if you want to go ahead and explain what you got.
This is the Terminator captor in Terminator armor. He has a relic blade and commie bolter. Then we have the aggressor squad, flame gauntlets, of course, Salamanders, bikers with chainswords. They don't have them out right now. Then we have an intercessor squad, I'm pretty sure they're called, and then a tactical squad with and the sergeant has a combi flamer, and then a heavy weapons marine with a rocket launcher. And yeah, I said he has a Salamander's mantle.
Okay, so what does that do?
That is -1 to wound.
Okay. All right, so let's now go ahead and get into the mission. All right, so today is going to be a custom mission. We're going to have 3 objective markers on the table. We have 1 in the center. We have 1 over near one deployment zone, and we have 1 near the other deployment zone. Each deployment zone is 12 by 12, and then in the corner of each of the table edge, the table is going to be a 3 by 4. The way it's going to work is you gain 5 points for holding 1 objective, another 5 for holding 2 objectives, and another 5 for holding 3 objectives. So you can max out of 15 objectives per turn. It is also going to be an extra 5 points if you slay the warlord. So let's go ahead and get the roll-off going. All right, so we got the army set up. Astra Militarum won the roll-off. So here's the deployment. We've got 2 squads right here, Sentinel right here, the Griffin there, got the Bolgren behind them, the Psyker, company commander right there. In between each squad to be able to give off all the orders. Over on the Salamander side, we've got the aggressors, the captain with the tactical marines, the scout bikes, or the attack bikes, and the intercessors. So let's go ahead and move on over to the guard. All right, so turn 1 for the guard. Nothing really all that exciting happened. This squad over here went to go on the objective and have captured that. Some of the squads moved up. Bolgren did an advance. Psyker got his psychic barrier off, so these guys now have the 3-up invulnerable save. Garson right here, just kind of moving over. Griffin standing still. As far as the shooting went, it was pretty lackluster. The plasma gun was only able to get 1 shot or 2 shots off, but only 1 wound off for the bikes. So, and it was only able to deal 1 damage towards the Salamanders. So, pretty lackluster. So, hopefully they can make it up in the next turn. So now we're moving on over to the Salamanders. Alrighty then, so the Salamanders have done their turn. Not too much going on, but they did get some pretty big plays here. The missile launcher from the squad of Tactical Marines dealt 5 wounds to the Sentinel, so now it's down to its last wound. The bikes shot into the Bulgrim, but unfortunately did nothing. The captain and the squad of Tactical Marines that had the bolt guns were able to kill 2 guys from the squad, but that's not going to be enough to phase morale. As far as points go, it's going to be 5 points for the guard here as they're holding this objective. And it's going to be 15 points for the Salamanders as they are controlling the center one and the one in their near their near their deployment zone. So right now it is 15 for Salamanders, 5 for the guard. But now we're going to go on to turn 2 for the guard. All right, so a lot of big plays from the guard on their second turn. First off, in the shooting phase, or for the orders, the squad got first rank, second rank fire, and reroll wound rolls of 1. These guys were only able to get reroll hit rolls of 1, but was not able to get the second order. And because of the Voxcaster, he was able to order these guys to get reroll hit rolls and wound rolls of 1. Psychic phase, so the Psyker was able to get off Psychic Barrier again to the Bulgrin. Unfortunately, he failed the first time, so he had to do a CP reroll, which led to a Perils of the Warp, which led to him having to take 2 mortal wounds. So the Psyker is now down to 2 wounds left. As far as the shooting phase goes, pretty decent for the guard. They were able to take 3 out of the 5 intercessors over here. The Sentinel was able to remove 2 of the Salamanders, while this squad over here was able to remove 1. These guys weren't able to get anything out of their squad. Same with these. They tried getting some wounds on the bikes and failed. Psyker wasn't able to get anything on the wounds. So the Bulgrin then charged into the bikes. Nothing happened in Overwatch, but the Bulgrin were able to kill a bike off that had 2 wounds left and then put another onto 1 wound. And when the bikes attacked and nothing happened. So this point is technically in charge of the guard, but obviously we're going to count the points at the end of the battle round. So right now it's in the possession of the guard, but I think these Salamanders over here are going to have something to say about that. However, the guard do hold this objective pretty securely. So now we're going to move on to the Salamanders for battle round 2. Alrighty then, so turn 2 for the Salamanders. So the bikes fell back and decided to go over into this objective. Salamanders seem to be, their aggression seemed to be pushing forward towards the center. Squad ran up as well as the captain into the Bulgrin. They were able to take off 2 wounds in the shooting phase, and then were able to bonk one of the Ogrin in the face, thus killing it, and then bringing one down to 2 wounds left. The intercessors over here charged into this squad over here, killing 2 more guardsmen. Guardsmen attacked, weren't able to do any wounds. The missile launcher from this squad was able to blow up the Sentinel, so that is now out of the play. So now the troop choice is over here on the Salamanders. Once again, it's going to be another 15 for them and another 5 for the Guardsmen. So it is now 30 for the Salamanders and 10 for the Guardsmen. So now we're going on to the Guardsmen for battle round 3. All right, so at the start of the battle round 3, these Guardsmen fell back and shot up along with this squad into the Intercessor. Unfortunately, the Sergeant still stands. commander gave some orders, even with first rank, second rank, and falling back, it was not enough to take out the full squad of that. However, this squad did receive the orders of move, 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 thus having them at the tip of the spear over here. So they are now, since it is an infantry, it is now capturing this point. Bolgren was able to kill one guy in the tactical from the tactical squad, and they weren't able to kill one of the Bolgrens. However, the captain was able to beat the other Bolgren to death. So now we move on to the Salamanders. Turn 2 for Battle Round 3. Alrighty, and so some interesting plays done by the Salamanders. They brought their aggressors back over here and completely wiped the Guardsman squad over here. So unfortunately, my idea of trying to go on the back foot did not work out very well. Bolgren still holding on, even though with all these Marines and the captain taking him on. I will say I forgot to mention Psychic Barrier did go off, so that's why he's still able to kind of tank most of this. The Intercessor Sergeant over here did try to charge the squad right here, but I did pay a CP for Overwatch and Defensive Gunner, so he unfortunately died on the way there. However, this did just free up some of the squads over here, so this might be the chance that my Guardsmen need to make it, be able to turn the tide around. However, I will say, just like last time, it's going to be another 30 points for the Salamanders as they are still holding the center, and they've got theirs near their deployment zone, while the Guard only has the one right here. So we're going to need to make some big plays right here, otherwise this may be the end. So we're going to Battle Round 4 for the Guard. All right, so at the top of turn 4, some big play by the Guardsmen. These Guards kind of fell into line and received first and second rank fire, and were able to essentially just blow out the captain. But it was the winning shot with the heavy bolter from the Griffin that was able to kill him. The Bolgren fell back out of the squad, so that's how they were able to shoot it. The primary Psyker was able to get a super smite and kill off 3 of the Salamanders here. So unfortunately, I tried to charge them to get to try and tie up the points. However, I will say though that the Bolgren is within 3 inches, so this objective is tied up so far. But that doesn't mean, Salamanders can't pull off some shenanigans. He still has got his aggressors and 1 bike, so we're going to see how the Salamanders fare off for their turn for Battle Round 4. Alrighty then. So not much went on during the turn for the Salamanders. However, they were able to pretty much just slap the ever-living crap out of the Bolgren, and they have consolidated towards the Psyker. Sergeant's still on there, and the bike is on over here. So that is going to be another 30 points, and only another measly 5 for the Guard. So we're now at 20, and 120 for the Salamanders. So I think we already know who the winner is, but we're just going to play out Battle Round 5 and see how it looks. All right, so it has been an exciting Battle Round 5. So I went ahead and did my turn, and there pretty much wasn't left much for the Salamander, so we just also did his off camera as well. For summary, though, the Guardsmen pretty much blew the Salamanders out of the water over here with the aggressors. Both squads had first rank, second rank. Surprisingly, even with the squad over here that did first rank and second rank fire, the sergeant of the Salamander was still standing, and even in combat, he still stood, defiant till the end, as always Zuvizar is. And then, funny enough, the Psyker and the squad of Guardsmen over here were able to beat the crap out of the aggressor. Couple died in on an Overwatch, but they killed it before he was able to do a chance of melee in his combat. Bike pretty much just stayed there. We did another round of combat over here. No one died and no one lost a wound, or the sergeant was only lost a wound, so he was fine. At the end of this round, the guardsmen were able to get a little bit more points, so that brought them up to having 50, while the Space Marines only scored 5 over here. So they were at 125, while the Guardsmen were at 55. So I think it was a big win for the Salamanders here. I could have played a little bit more. I guess not as cagey, as Salamanders are kind of, not as good unless they're up close. But I should have pushed more towards the objectives and all that. Do you have anything to say about your Salamanders? You think you played well?
Yeah, I probably should have put the aggressors up front first, but they were able to wipe out that squad in the back, so it was all right.
Okay. So, there you have it. Another win for the Salamanders. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.